Liftoff. Chapter 11. Okay, bus terminal. Coming up on the right. Sit tight and I'll pull right up to the entrance. But I want to go to 21 Beach Avenue. I have no interest in the bus terminal. How did you ever get that in your head? 21 Beach Ave. Why would you want to go there? Do you know the Browns? I always go there. I'm expected. It would be unusual to end up anywhere else. So what made you change your mind? What are you talking about? I live at 21 Beach Ave, and I'm just going home. Then perhaps you could give me a few directions. Beach Ave is in the West End, isn't it? I'm a little confused. Why you drove us out here by the bus terminal in the first place is beyond me. You're not trying to pad the bill, are you? I came this way because you requested it. Take me to the bus terminal. I believe those were your exact words. Listen, I know you're a good guy, but why would I wish to be dropped off at the bus terminal? That's way out of my way. Okay, you got it. Beach Avenue it is. We're about 10 minutes away. Artie looked in the rearview mirror, not at all certain what to make of things. I know who lives at 21 Beach Avenue. Mr. Brown is a regular customer. Calls every Thursday night, just like clockwork. He checked his watch. That's unusual. He should have called by now. I know you're supposed to get a few crazies in the cab business, but this is stretching it a bit. What kind of reception is this guy going to receive when we pull up at the Browns' residence? I better stick around for a bit to see how things go. Okay, 21 Beach Avenue, here we are. Artie pulled into the driveway, the same way he did every Thursday night. Watch your step. P.J. Amos opened the door and exited. Put it on my tab and I'll catch up to you at the end of the month as usual. Artie was going to argue, but he was more interested in waiting to see what would happen at the door. That and Mr. Brown, who lived here, did indeed pay for his trips at the end of each month. He watched as P.J. Amos walked steady to the front door. Before he reached it, Mrs. Brown threw open the door, greeted Mr. Amos, and waving her usual wave to Artie, they disappeared into the house. As Artie later told old Joe and Molly, it was just like that librarian. The new one doesn't even resemble her in any way, but somehow people just don't seem to notice. It was as if P.J. Amos got in my cab and Mr. Brown got out. Well, that's interesting, said Molly. At least for once no one went missing. We still have the same body count. Old Joe scratched his head. Is that right? Seems to me we lost P.J. Amos somewhere along the line. The real question we should be asking ourselves is what in the world became of this Mr. Brown? Leave that to me. I'm due to pick him up next Thursday at the usual time. I should just stick clear of things, thought Artie. Whatever is happening isn't happening to me, not yet anyhow. Still, I have made a commitment to Walt and Zeke to get them out on a couple days pass on the weekend, and like it or not, I will get a call Thursday to take someone to 21 Beach Ave. But as to who gets in my cab and who in the world gets out, that's anyone's guess. P.J. Amos, what to make of him? Seemed normal enough at first, or did I just not see the signs? He dissolved before me into another person, and I didn't realize anything was wrong. A complete transformation while sitting in the back of the cab and in the middle of a conversation. If I hadn't been there myself, I wouldn't have believed it possible. And old Joe was right. What ever did become of Mr. Brown? And are they two different people, or are they one person with two different personalities inhabiting the same body? Or was he completely okay until he met me? Never thought of that before. He just came too close and got burned is all. We all thought it was the Billingsworth Hotel or the cafe where things begin to go sideways. But maybe the truth is, it's us. We're like a vortex that draws others in, all the time proclaiming how ordinary we are. Well, maybe we are just ordinary air-breathing creatures who are being used as tools by someone unknown for their own purposes. Zeke looked across the checkerboard at Walter.
You know, Walt, I was wondering if anything big has happened this past week. I mean, it's kind of exciting to think of anything outside of Billingsworth. Here it's just a daily grind.
Guess we'll have to get all the dope when Artie picks us up, for here all is not so quiet. Mr. Wiggle is on the job. He's been collecting data. No one comes or goes without him noticing. The man is relentless. He has become Chilly Water's shadow. We have to find a way to get him down to the cafe and pick his brains.
Wiggle is a tour de force. The man never sleeps, and he's quiet as a cat. I'd like to find out if he's discovered anything more about what happened to Herb. All this skulking around and data he's gathered must have given him some ideas by now. I think you mean quiet as a declawed cat,
said Wiggle, appearing out of nowhere.
Wiggle,
exclaimed Walter.
You trying to give Zeke here a case of the heebie-jeebies? Heebie-jeebies is nothing. You ain't going to believe what I found.